Okay, so let's talk about post-treatment self-care. So by now you probably already got your treatment, and well, that wasn't so bad. Everything went okay. Maybe a little more tired. The day was longer than usual. You know who to call, when to call. You have all of that information, and you've picked up your prescription medications if you're supposed to be getting something. You don't always get it, but if you do, you've got all of that, and now you're ready to go home. Okay, so let's talk about what you might, just some things to think about for the next 2 to 3 days for yourself as you're recovering from your treatment. First is, let's talk about rest. So you might be really tired after your treatment. Might not feel like that, but it's like running a marathon. So plan to get a lot of rest on the day of treatment and 2 to 3 days after your treatment. Now let's talk about sleep, because that's part of it. So you might be so tired that you go home at the end of the day and you get good rest, so you can sleep really well. Or it might be that you have got some steroids or other medications, something that's keeping you awake and you're having a hard time sleeping. So instead of staying up, I would recommend that you take your sleep medication like Ambien, or if your doctor has prescribed it, obviously check it beforehand if you're allowed to take it, or some other remedies, sleep remedies that help you with getting good sleep, like massaging the soles of your feet or having some chamomile tea, whatever it takes to try and get good rest and good sleep. Okay, and during the day as well, for the next day and the day after, plan a slow day. So don't think that next day you are going to be going out and partying, or you're going to have a busy day and work all day and do all kinds of things. No, give your body 2 to 3 days to recover and rest, and do something light, like reading or catching up. With friends, going for a walk. Okay, so plan a slow day. The other thing is, if you've been given home medications to take, so for example, if you've been given medications that are required to be taken, like steroids for next day, or nausea medications, then do take those medications on time and on the day you're supposed to take them, because these help with managing the side effects of your chemotherapy. Remember the instructions you've been given and be mindful to take those at proper times. Okay, and hydrate. I cannot emphasize this enough. Need to drink a lot of water, so 2 to 3 liters of water. And if you don't like water, you can add some fruit juice, or tea. Anything that's non-caffeinated is better. If you need, you can have some caffeine for sure. That's okay, but try to keep the caffeine on the low end. But hydrate well. And why? The reason is because when you're getting your chemotherapy, especially if you're getting an infusion, those drugs are in your system. So now they've worked on your cancer, on that organ, but you don't want it to linger around. for too long on other organs. So when you hydrate well, then it brings those chemicals back and flushes them out of your system to your kidneys. So good idea to hydrate well while you're getting the treatment, especially for the first 48 hours after your treatment. Okay. And remember to eat. So if you're feeling some nausea or taste change, you might not feel like eating a whole lot, but do try to eat small meals, and if possible avoid oily or smelly food or spicy food. Think of foods that might be fresh and pleasant to eat. Maybe even slightly cooked is better than eating raw foods. But see how much your body can handle and try to eat nutritious meals while you're recovering, because that's the fuel for your body. It gives you energy to go on. Also, one thing I want to mention about for taste is you might be tempted to eat your favorite food, but if you're having taste change, might not be a good idea to eat your favorite food, because you don't want to remember it with the funny taste that you might be feeling right now. Okay. Let's see what else. Hygiene is very, very important during this time. So especially for the first 48 hours as you are recovering, make sure that you are doing good pedicare. So pedicare basically means when you go to the bathroom, you are cleaning yourself well, and there is no fluids or anything remaining on your skin, because that can irritate your skin. If you're a caregiver, then that's something to be mindful of, is if the person is incontinent, then the diapers and the pads are changed frequently so the skin doesn't get irritated. Also remember to do good oral care, and this is throughout your treatment. Good oral care, which means washing your mouth after every meal, and brushing your teeth well, and good hand hygiene. So you want to wash your hands with soap and water every time you use the restroom. Okay, and avoid crowds and people who have colds, so avoiding contact with infection, because you don't want to catch it. And this is not just on the day after your treatment. A lot of times the white blood cell counts can stay down or come down 2 to 3 weeks after your infusion. So there's something to be mindful of if you're planning to go for parties, your kid's birthday party or something. Just think about those. You don't want to isolate yourself, but just be mindful about where you're going and who you're coming in contact with. Maybe carry tissues with you, and keep a little bit distance if somebody has a cold or cough. So just some things to think about. And one last thing is I recommend still keeping a routine for the day, because this will help your body to recover. So which means have a general time when you're going to bed and when you wake up, and meal times, and plan some small activity. Like the activity may just be even reading or going for a walk, but you have a basic infrastructure to your day, and you have some ideas about things you can do when you want to be alone, and what you can do if you want some company, so who you can call or spend time with. having a cup of tea or something. Okay, so hope your post-treatment days go well and smooth, and I wish you the very best.